All right, Sleeves, welcome to the podcast. Would you like to introduce yourself to the panel and to the people here?
Sure, man. Yeah. My name's Robert. Everyone calls me Sleeves. I'm the owner, founder, boss, CEO, whatever at Short. Yep. Oh yeah, here it is. Short Sleeves Real
There
Estate.
you go, the hat.
Uh, yeah. Oh, I got the shirt on too. Yep. I got all the paraphernalia. But yeah, the my last name is Short Sleeves for all you weirdos that get all the jokes. I've heard them all. But if you want to put them in the chat, be a little bit original though, like something. I've heard cufflinks and V-neck and short skirt and all that stuff. So yeah, by the end of this, let's come up with something original to make fun of me. All right.
Okay. We can come up with one.
But nah, man, yeah, I did like 15 years in the army. About 10 of it was as a truck driver, 88 Mike.
Okay.
Did a bunch of deployments and then switched over to psychological operations for like the last 5 years. Got some more deployments and stuff like that. Got out, retired last June. So I'm now a full-time real estate investor. We do a bunch of wholesale deals, but finding a bunch of off-market deals for other buyers and always buying stuff myself. So we currently have, I think we just closed on a mobile home park, a small one. So it's like, I think we have about 30 units so far. Got a few more that we have under contract. We should close on soon, closing on a warehouse. So yeah,
That's a
keep the
lot of
best, assign the rest.
that's a lot. Congratulations on everything so far. And can you speak about like from the beginning, right? When you were like, I guess in high school, right? When you were 18, what was your decision? Like, hey, did I want to do college? Did I want to go to the army? And I'm guessing well, you did join the military, but what was your thought process and all that?
Man, I grew up in a trailer park
Okay.
uh in Mobile, Alabama. So college and all that stuff, just all that, those weren't conversations had in my neck of the woods. So it wasn't even a thought process, or a part of my thought process was joining or doing the college thing. So I through I think when I was like 15 years old up until uh I think 17, 18, I was doing door-to-door sales. I was
Okay.
selling newspaper subscriptions door to door. So if you guys ever want to improve your sales skills and just get in front of people, doing door-to-door sales is the way to do it, man. You'll get over rejection real fast with that. So but yeah, that was a majority of my high school career, and then switched it up and then started hanging some drywall, laying floors, little construction.
Yeah.
Then I think, yeah, we did some telemarketing, and then yeah, got out of high school. And uh I think at that point, yeah, I was hanging drywall after high school. And I was just a laborer. I wasn't very skilled or anything. And I was I was having to decide, do I want to buy bread or beer? And decided I had to switch it up a little bit and join the army.
Okay. And when you joined the army, like, what made you like stay for so long?
Fear,
Fear. Okay. Like
fear.
fear of like, what would happen if you left? And do you have a degree right now? Like any
I do
college?
not.
Okay, see that? Okay.
I do not.
So I'm
No,
guessing
I
you're
got
like,
like the
so go ahead.
yeah. I'm not big on the college stuff, man. I give zero. A few of my employees have degrees. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll say it like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. So they I mean, I got like the 92 credit hours. I could get my bachelor's or associates, whatever, real fast. That's all. It's all trash. Um, but what was the specific question?
Like I was about to say, like, so you the fear was like you trying to
Oh
leave
yeah, yeah,
them.
the
Yeah.
fear. Yeah, man. I didn't know what else was out there. I didn't have a degree at the time, or I mean, I still don't. But as I'm deciding, I only re-enlisted, I think, twice, and and I had child support and car payments and all
Damn.
this. I'm like, how
Okay.
am I gonna, pay for all this junk that I got going? And so, but I did enjoy the army. Like I had to get medically retired to get
Oh,
out.
okay.
Like I planned on staying in. I enjoyed it. I really did. It it allowed me to travel the world, meet my wife, do all the things. Like if I would have stayed in Alabama, things would have got weird, right? So there wasn't much good stuff coming out of my little trailer park. You know what I mean? So
Okay, okay. I hope you're not the product of one either. So just hopefully you're not. And what got you into like real estate in the
mm,
beginning? Like,
there was I realized there was something with real estate that hit a nerve with me. I enjoyed it when where was that? Oh, I was stationed in Germany at the time,
mhm,
and me and my wife were like scrolling through Zillow. You know, I think I had passed the psychological operations qualification course, so I knew I would be PCSing back here to Fort Bragg, and so like I was just scrolling on Zillow looking for houses to buy, and I realized that like I enjoyed it. I just liked looking at real estate. I
okay,
like forgot to eat. Like my wife had to like remind me, like get off the computer, like go take a bath. So there's some obsession with it, right? And then
yeah.
then I bought a rice field in Indonesia
Oh
right
yeah, you
after that.
said something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that I guess that was technically my first deal, was a rice field.
And how's that doing right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It's
You're just
yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
It's just yeah, my mother-in-law manages it. So she I think she gets like 2 or 3 harvests from it a year, and then splits the profits with the guy actually doing the work, and she like manages it, I guess. So and she makes a couple bucks. I don't think it's anything crazy. It's more like an appreciation kind of play, I guess you
Okay.
can say. Yeah.
So once you get back into the States, and then did you just start doing real estate here?
Not immediately. I think yeah, I was learning my new job at that point. I was learning how to be a psyop soldier. Then I got addicted to jujitsu. I get addicted to stuff. Like
Yeah.
I have one of those obsessive personalities, I think. So it's dangerous, but it's good in some ways if you can control it. But yeah, I got obsessed with jujitsu. That turned into like a part-time job. But real estate was always like in the back of my mind as something that I enjoyed. I like talking about and all that. So, but yeah, I started studying it a little bit, bigger pockets and all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
what happened? What helped me pull the trigger? I think I just got to a point where I was tired of listening to podcasts, and I was like, it's time. Oh,
Okay.
I got a reenlistment bonus. I
Oh,
got a big old
okay.
bonus at one point.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, all right, I got like 30K. It's time to make some moves, you know?
Okay. So when you came back to the States, you're like, okay, do you buy a house immediately?
Um, yes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, this house here. I bought my primary.
Really?
Uh yeah, I've been in the same house forever. Well, I guess it's been about close to 7 years, 6, 7 years, something like that. But yeah, I bought a house right away, the house that I live in, but didn't buy a rental property until like maybe 3 years later.
Yeah. Is that money that you
So
saved up over time?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was part of the some reenlistment bonuses and deployments and stuff like that saved up. Yeah, you guys don't, if you're in the military, man, stack that bread. I should have been saving way earlier. I got some nice reenlistment bonuses when I was young and spent it, you know. Uh
It
but
happens.
yeah,
You're learning as you go.
yeah. I mean, not forgot, not you. I know you're responsible in making the right moves.
It's because I got people like you that you guys already made the mistakes. I just gotta listen to you guys. And
Yeah, yeah. I made plenty of them. Yep.
and what got you into wholesaling after that?
Uh, so yeah, yeah, I got into wholesaling kind of by accident in a way. I thought it was something that I could do, but so like as a psyop soldier, we get trained on how to influence people. It's like marketing for the military, right?
Yeah.
So instead of trying to influence people, foreign target audiences in order to behave in a certain manner that's beneficial to U.S. objectives,
Yeah.
I was like, let me use some of that same skill set and use it for my own business. So like, you know, psyopers uh we call like leaflets or handbills is
Yeah.
the same thing as a postcard, right?
Okay.
key performance indicators. What you hear in marketing and business all the time is the same thing as measures of effectiveness, right? So a lot of the jargon and all that stuff transfers over pretty well. So like PSYOP 101 is wholesaling 101 in a lot of ways, right? How to build rapport, how to communicate, how to get people to know, like, and trust you, and all that kind of stuff that you hear about. um by the time I decided to actually do some stuff, I already had the skill set, I just had to implement it. But I think my first wholesale deal was, I was out driving for dollars. Guys, I was obsessed. I was driving for dollars during lunch, in the mornings, afternoons, had my wife driving around with me all throughout the weekends, like
God.
obsessed. Yeah. So I got I think I saw a FISBO sign, a for sale by owner sign in the yard, called him up,
Uh-huh.
got the deal locked up, and then I should have kept it, but for whatever reason, I think I got a contractor that gave me a really high estimate on the rehab.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got scared. I was like, oh, what do I do? That's too high. The numbers don't work. It's not a perfect burr or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I hit up my buddy, and he was like, I'll take it. And I made like a 3K assignment fee on it, and I was like, I can build this out. I can do this. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay. And when you started building your team, right? How did that go? What was that process? Because now you're managing people now.
Right. Yep. Yeah, we got a nice little team built out. My first employee was actually my mom.
Okay.
Yes. So my mom was hanging out at the house. She didn't have a job at the time. And then so I was pushing out all this marketing, right? And then I just needed someone to answer the phones. So I pushed out all this marketing and just put my mom's number on there. And so they all called. My mom was essentially doing lead intake
Okay.
and
She
lead
was,
management.
she was your filter, I guess, and then it comes to you as
Yeah.
well. Okay.
Yep. So and so I was special operations, so I wasn't able to, like, work on my phone. We're not allowed to bring our cell phones into the buildings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what's going on in the business until I got out of and I was the air NCO, so I was super busy. But so like on the ride home, 1800 or whatever, I called my mom up. Hey mom, who called in? What's up? And then so like I'm like negotiate. She's like, call this number. So as I'm like leaving the gate, calling people and all that. And now we have a team that's built out. We got four stateside employees. I mean, well, yeah, 5 team members, including myself, and then we got some folks out in the Philippines.
Wow.
We yeah, we have some. I think we have 3 virtual assistants. So yeah, we got a team built out now.
Now, how'd you, let's just, Chris, go ahead with your question.
I heard you started by driving for dollars, so like going around the neighborhood and seeing which houses are gonna need work and then contacting the owner. So that's how you first started, right? Did you
Yes.
ever like move into like the virtual side, like reaching other markets by like doing it online? Because
No,
in my
I
situation,
didn't. Go ahead.
excuse me,
He said you did it.
he didn't.
Okay.
Well, can I explain to you my like situation? Because I
Yeah.
at the beginning of the summer, I did look into that, and that's why I know like what driving for dollar means and stuff like that. I don't have my car yet, so I can't like do that.
You can walk for dollars.
Yeah, well, let's see around Gloucester. But so I was gonna ask like what neighborhoods and like cities would you recommend, or like what softwares do you
Where do you
think
live?
would Gloucester,
That's,
Gloucester
he's
City,
in
New
New
Jersey,
Jersey and South Jersey, basically.
South Jersey?
Oh, okay. Yeah, expensive markets over there. Yeah. So if you want to do the driving for dollars stuff, you can virtually drive for dollars. It's not going to be nearly as good but actually Deal Machine. Oh, I have it hacked somewhere. But anyway, there's an app called Deal Machine.
Yeah.
And then yeah, then you can get a Chrome extension, and that Chrome extension will allow you to work with Deal Machine and Google Street View, and you can just like click around on Google Street View, add properties that look run down. you would just want to check and see how recent those a Google Drive
Mm.
person went through there or whatever. But yeah, that's one way we were doing. I had a virtual assistant at one point, virtually driving for dollars. So that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
but the whole virtual model is legitimate. It's a legitimate strategy, right? Especially if you're in a more expensive market. So you want to start doing stuff here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, or whatever. It is legitimate. You can build out your whole business just simply like kind of bouncing around, and whatever the hottest markets are, that's where you go, right? Um, the reason why I didn't is because be, because I want to build out my portfolio here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I want to own all my rentals here, at least until I get like 100, 200 units or whatever, right? And then from there, I might look up and out and start looking at different plays. But I wanted to build out something here. I wanted to be that person whenever someone brought up off market real estate, they think of me in my business, right? So
Mhm.
with that, there's a lot of benefits. It's brand awareness is a lot of that, right? And so now like deals just kind of come to me, right? We do a bunch of marketing, outbound stuff, but now people call me and they're like, "Hey, I hear you're the guy. Here's a deal." And I'm like, "Cool, bet. Let me get it." You know what I mean? So there's pros and cons with being known. That means that people are, you open yourself up to litigation and some weird stuff like that. There's some negativity that comes along with it, right?
Mhm.
But you can kind of be, if you just find a heavy hitter, if like as far as like a cash buyer, I would say follow around SFR3. Or really what I'm saying is follow around different hedge funds that are buying and just find deals for them. That's what a lot of people do, and they do pretty well. You just got to be careful with that because like right now, some of the hedge funds are pulling back with the amount that they're paying and the amount that they're buying, just the volume. So definitely something you can do. I would suggest you do it for sure.
Nice. And
Thank you.
Sleeves, where would you find these like local hedge funds?
Dude, where I'm trying to think. I think you can just straight up Google them now. I think it's like wholesaling is becoming more and more mainstream.
Yeah.
I think I've Googled it like just hedge fund buying in my market. And there's only one like in my market. So like I'm not that worried about it. And of course I'm talking with them, doing deals with them. But yeah, I think it's a simple Google search, man.
Okay, nice. And what were some difficulties that you found while you're running your business now or back then?
Let me think. So having the right people in the right seats, I think when you get to this point is yeah, having the right people on the team. One, like I had to fire my mom.
God.
Yeah, yeah, I had to fire whatever, right? Because what you can have an employee that helps you meet your goals at that point in your entrepreneurship journey or whatever,
Mhm.
but you're probably going to outgrow that person, those people, right? Because as you grow, you have different problems you have to solve, right? So recruiting and making sure those people are in the right seats, doing what they enjoy on a daily basis is super important, I think. But yeah, like human resources, I guess, is kind of like the difficulty that I'm experiencing right now, and something it'll always be an issue. You're always
Yeah.
struggling with that. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the biggest, I guess, what's the biggest fear decision that you made throughout your whole career so far? What was the outcome of that?
Hmm. For me, fear decision. Oh, I guess you can say moving to a different asset class, right? So we're buying like I bought a bunch of single family like fourplexes
Yeah.
and triplexes, houses or whatever, but going from there to a different asset class, which is commercial real estate. So going with like what's comfortable. Like I can buy houses all day. Like it's easy now.
Mhm.
Easy. Like I just closed on a house the other day and like with my eyes closed. Like you get to a point where it's like it's super easy. But now I'm like struggling every day. I'm like, all right, so I got to analyze this mobile home park. We're closing on this warehouse on Friday. I've never owned a warehouse. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do I it's a whole different thing. So like getting outside your comfort zone is super important. But I guess that would be it is moving from what I know, single family over to commercial.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a criteria on like what type of properties you want to buy? Like, is there like a minimum cash flow that you have?
Well, right now it's $1,000 minimum cash flow per month, net cash flow per month. If I'm not netting $1,000, then it's not really worth my time. You
Yeah.
know, now that I have like I got my VA money coming in, disability and all that. I got a little portfolio that's doing really well. So for me to buy a house that's cash flowing $200 to $400, I'm like, I'm good. I'll just wholesale it and make, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30K or whatever the deal is. And then, but it doesn't get me excited anymore. Like I want to struggle. I want to do something more difficult. But when I got started, uh, my buy box, and this is one that we just closed on too, right?
Okay.
So like a 3-bed, 1.5 bath, maybe a 3-1 that you can buy for nearly half price, and it rents out for like $900 to $1,100, right? So that's like my market. When I can buy those all day in my market.
Okay.
And so like the other one that we just closed on, I bought it for 40. We're gonna put 15 into it. So we'll be all in about 55, 60. It's worth about, like after it's fixed up, probably about 105,
Damn.
right?
Okay.
So I just added a bunch of net worth with one simple purchase, right?
Yeah.
And that like, so I like those little some people have referred to them as people boxes. Like nothing too complicated, something simple. You
Mhm.
tenant proof it, and you just create like a good, safe, clean place for people to live, and you'll do really well.
Have you ever had like a bad deal that you've done?
Um, Nothing myself. So that's the benefit of with direct to seller marketing and like finding my own deals,
Mhm.
is that I get to keep the best ones, right?
Yeah.
So like, and that's typically where people mess up is when they buy. They buy too high, right? And they oh man, I wholesaled a house to this other veteran couple. Well, one of them still active duty, and they I felt so bad that they had a couple contractors walk it, and that they closed on it with, like I wholesaled it to them, and it's actually a tear down, and the
Okay.
contractors kind of told them the wrong stuff, right? So and they bought wrong, right? So like that's
Yeah.
the benefit of what I got going, is that I can buy correctly. So it's hard to, like the deal that I just told you about, like we get those all the time, right? So it's hard to fail with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I am nervous. The warehouse that we're buying, there's a lot of unknowns. I'm going to zero on that one too, brother. Like I'm going, my accounts are going to zero. So we'll see if that's a good deal or not. This might be the one that breaks me a little bit. So we'll see.
I'm guessing you don't do the whole bigger pockets calculator. Do you have your own like spreadsheet and all that that you analyze?
No, that's what
Okay.
I use.
Oh my god. I feel like over time you make your own like spreadsheet. Like, oh, this is my criteria. These are how my numbers work.
I mean, I got them. I got a bunch of them. Right. I'm part of multiple high level masterminds, and they all have these crazy guru calculators. And
You just want to stick with the basics.
that's not me, man. I'm a simple Alabama educated kind of dude. You know what I mean? Like just plug it into the bigger pockets thing. If it spits out positive ROI, just run your numbers super conservative, and you'll be all right. You'll be all
Okay.
right.
And how do you know if some like what are some indicators that you have that shows that you're progressing towards your goal?
What?
All right. Do you want me to say it again?
Well, I mean,
What are your indicators?
which goals are you talking about?
Your goals.
I got a
Can
lot
you-
of goals.
Okay, what are your
Like my
yeah,
what business? Like
Yeah,
unit count,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
revenue in my active business.
Yeah.
Which way you want to go with it?
Let's do revenue. All right.
Revenue. Okay. So because remember, like I have two different businesses. I have my buy and hold, my rental business, and then I
Yeah.
have the active business, which is my wholesale company, right?
Mhm.
So we're currently at a point right now where we'll do over 1 million in gross revenue this year. It sounds cool, but it's whatever, right? I think when we get to a point where we're doing about 3 million, 3 to 5 million in gross revenue, that'll allow me to bring on a high level CEO type, an
Mhm.
operator, and they'll be able to operate the business. And I just sit in that visionary seat. We're close. We're close to that. But the real measurement is this, right? The real measurement is this, is the fact that I'm able to go pick up my daughter from school every day,
Okay.
bring her to school whenever I want, right? Like today, what do we, oh, I was hanging out. Oh, I went to a closing, right? A
Yeah.
refinance closing,
Okay.
signed all the paperwork, got up, I had my son sitting right next to me, grabbed him, went and picked up my daughter from her little summer preschool thing that she has going. And then we went straight to Pizza Palace and had pizza. Like, and then as I'm like, hanging out or whatever, I'm doing deals, telling the team what to do. But I'm doing it while I'm hanging out with my kids. That's what it's about.
Okay. That's good. I like that. More family time.
Yeah.
And what is the hardest thing that you find about real estate?
The people,
People.
right?
Can you
The
go
people.
go a little deeper in that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So the asset class like is fine.
Yeah.
Real estate will be good forever, right? Is kind of how what I believe. It's always the people, right? The
Yeah.
people mess it up. Either the contractor rips you off, the property manager is stealing from you, or you got a real estate agent that's not telling you all the details, and because they want a commission, they want the deal to close,
Yeah.
right? So it's always the people every time. So like the other day, yeah, a little while back, we were working on this deal. It was the first time we were doing a deal in Pinehurst, and the buyer backed out the day of closing.
Oh,
The
fuck.
same day. He's like, oh yeah, I'm actually not going to that appointment to sign the, like, bro, come on, man. So then we got to jump through hoops to get the deal done and all that. And that had nothing to do with the asset. It was the person that I was working with. Right. So, but I mean, that's business in general.
Yeah.
You gotta do transactions and work with other people. But I'll tell you what annoys me the most is dishonest, lying some guns. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I can't take that. Like, it makes me want to fight pretty bad. Like, I'll choke someone out pretty quick.
So,
I'll fuck them up.
so you like trust in your with your process.
Yeah, yeah. And see, that's another reason why I'm not doing the virtual stuff, because I got my crew,
Yeah.
right? And most of them, right?
Yeah.
I got my crew, and I can trust all of them with my money. I can trust them with my wife, my kids, all that stuff. And I got like, a good set of folks that I trust wholeheartedly, which makes it fun and bearable. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
And how'd you get to that point where you can now like trust people with like these type of things?
Just what I'll say it like this. Trust your gut, right? Trust
Yeah.
your gut. If someone's giving off some vibes, and you're like, and your spidey senses start tingling or
Yeah.
whatever, you're probably right. It's like every time I'm like, nah, he'll be all right. He's not. Every time he's a liar. Like nearly every time. That's true. But what was the main question? You got me
Like-
going on these rants.
No, you're good.
I get excited. I get excited.
I like that. Yeah. How'd you start building trust with people Like you said, like, but you know, use your
Yeah.
gut first. And what happens after
Yep.
that? Is there any filters?
Yeah. So first you want to be someone like do what you say you're gonna do,
Mhm.
right? And I actually made a post about this on the Facebook the other day. Is like pay good people good money. Don't try to rip them off. Like don't try to don't go to a real estate agent that's feeding you deals and say, hey, how about you lower your commission? Like don't do that,
Yeah.
right? Be easy to work with and people will want to work with you, right? So like I'll give you an example. We closed on a mobile home park a little while ago. It was that one was on the MLS,
Okay.
right? So an agent had it listed on the MLS. So what my intent was to go into that deal, and it was owner finance, so it's not a normal like a typical deal, right?
Yeah.
So I went into that deal with the mindset that I am going to basically make this transaction as easy as possible for the agent,
Mhm.
right? The commercial agents. So like commercial relationships are super important with commercial real estate, a little bit different from the houses or whatever, right? So so like whatever he asked, whatever he did, I did it on the spot, like right off the top, whatever it was, I got it done. And now he just gave me another mobile home park that I got to submit an LOI on here in a minute, right? A
Okay.
letter of intent, right? So that's just an example. I'm somebody that he can trust, and I know I can trust him. So that's one example, right?
Yeah.
Property managers, super important. Trust your property man. If your property managers are acting crazy, if there's a little bit of whatever, like weird stuff going on, and
Mhm.
you're like, I I think he's good. He's probably not. He's probably not, right? So and ask around for referrals. Can I trust this guy? You'd be surprised how many conversations I have, and people's name gets dragged through the mud. I tell
Really?
you what, ain't no one saying that about me or my company
I
or
know.
anybody on my team.
I
So we
always
don't
heard
play
that
that.
you were a good guy, Sleeves. All right.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah.
You're
And
the
we
guy
haven't
with the
even really
deals.
spent that much time with each other,
I
right?
just hear
So
about you. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
see,
it.
yeah.
And what are some with people, right? How do you, because you know you have to interact with people, and today's generation, right? We're all hermits. Okay. So how would you build oh, not like in a marketing way, but in like in a personal connection? How would you start building a connection where you start, and this goes with like the old question with the trust question. How would you start building a connection with somebody?
Yeah, kind of go just yeah, provide more value than what you're taking in,
Mhm.
right? That's the reason why I'm doing this with you right now. Like
Yeah.
I probably am not going to benefit from this, in the short term, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to remember this,
Oh
right?
yeah, of course.
And you know what I mean? Like, so just provide more, bro. I'm on the phone. That it goes back to like the conversation that I mean, I was like, don't lock me down for like, put me on a calendar. Just
Yeah.
call me when you need help, bro. Like
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, just bro out with your buddies, man, and do deals, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what it is, man.
The thing is that
Just do good deals with good people.
everybody's different, right? So like you don't have a schedule, right? You're like, oh, whatever works for me, right? But other people are like strict on my schedule. You gotta, I'm not free here, I'm not free there. I'm like, okay. But majority of people are like that actually. And you're
Yeah,
like one of the odd
yeah,
ones that are like, hey, I'm
yeah,
free whenever. All right, I can take my kid out to pizza, like
yeah,
do whatever I want. And I'm like, okay.
yeah. I go with my vibe, where my vibing at or whatever, right? What do I feel like doing?
Yeah.
Because my mindset is if I'm doing whatever I feel like doing, then I'll probably be more productive and enjoy what I'm doing more, right?
Yeah.
And of course you got like the little homework or whatever. You gotta talk with your CPA and your bookkeeper, whatever, all
Yeah.
that BS. But
The annoying stuff.
yeah,
The
yeah.
things they don't want to do. Okay.
No, I just want to do the stuff like this. I just want to help people out, like
Okay. Yeah.
talk
You're a
shop. You know
giver.
what I mean?
Yeah. And what is something that a lot of people agree on, but you have like a total opposite opinion on? It could be
Mm,
anything.
mm, 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 mm. Uh, I man, business wise, I think it goes back to some of the stuff. It's funny that I feel pretty strongly about this, and it's just now came up. Like I just posted this stuff on the Facebook the other day.
Okay.
It goes back to paying good people good money, right?
Yeah.
So, um, what's a good example, right? I'll tell you what happens to me all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of deals. They're all really good deals, right? So I'll like tell my buddy or whatever, like, hey, bro, yeah, man, I just got this deal under contract. It's fire. It's a fire deal. I got it under contract for 100K, right? I know I can sell it for 140. I'll make $40,000 on this assignment fee. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was like, you want it? I'll give you the hookup, man. Like, I'll give you like a 10K discount or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it under contract for for 100? Let me get it for 105. We're buddies. I was like, so see the value in people, but
Yeah.
see, people don't realize the amount of effort that goes into marketing costs. We spend $35,000 a month in marketing. People don't see that crap, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
the amount of phone call, yeah, like we got a business, right? So when in doubt, pay your buddies more. Pay them more. I'm passionate about the Stroops, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Stroops.
So
Yep.
yep, they got a knife companies. I love them. I love those people. I don't hang out with them quite as much as I used to, but like I love those people. I love their business. I love their kids. They're just good people, right? And they're entrepreneurs, veterans, all that stuff, right? So I bought a knife from him, and I think the price was like $245 or whatever. And he's like, bro, let me give you the hookup. $10 off or whatever it was, 50
Yeah.
bucks off. I don't remember. I was like, no, you're getting full price. I want to give you more. How about I give you 300? Right? Like that's the stuff you got to do. Imagine the amount of impact that you can have in the word of mouth, the relationships, instead of like trying to get a deal from your boys.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually,
I
that is
almost cussed. I almost cussed.
no, you're good. You
I'm
can cuss.
passionate
You,
about
you
that.
can
Yeah.
cuss. Yeah. No, you're right. Actually, I never thought of that. We're always like, oh, if I'm friends with this person, I'll get like a discount or something, right? But they never think like, wait a minute, I could be giving them more because they're my buddies, right? I love having they're my asset because they're my friends, right? The asset is
Yeah.
being the friend, right? It's not what they do. It's
Yeah.
not what they are, right? It's just they're my friends, so I want to support them by doing this.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. You're just giving, basically. You're like, I don't need it.
Bro,
Yeah,
and money's BS anyway, bro. You can watch a bunch of the YouTube stuff on it. It's currency. So it's supposed to have a current, right? So if you're trying to hold it and like keep it all to yourself, then you mess up the flow, man.
yeah.
You mess up the flow. Just give the money willingly. I'm going to zero today. Like I just did, like when I was texting you, I was like, bro, I don't really want to do it. Can we just do it now?
Yeah,
I just got done stressing out because my accounts are going to zero
yeah,
because I'm holding to my word on a deal and we're making it happen. And we can go into it if you want, but like, and it's because my friend is involved in the deal and his reputation was going to get hurt if it didn't work out and me going to zero. So I'm
okay,
willing to go to zero for my buddy.
yeah. No,
That's what I'm
go
saying.
ahead, go ahead.
Yep.
Talk about that deal. Like, what's with that deal?
Oh, so it's the warehouse deal, right? So it was a pocket listing, right? My buddy had the listing for it, and you know the guy.
Yeah,
I won't say any names because I don't know if they want it,
yeah,
but you know him, and the guy knows that I'm looking for. I'll say it now: mobile home parks, neighborhood retail, and warehouses, 4,000 to 10,000 square feet. That's what I'm buying now, right? And so this is a warehouse that's 4,400 square feet. Perfect. Right. So it's a pocket listing he presented to me, and I was going to partner with another buddy of mine. And me and him were going to JV. It's going to be 50-50. And basically my reputation brought the deal to him. Right. So I was going to get 50%. We got into the due diligence and realized that it's going to be a little bit more work
mhm,
than what we had predicted. So I was just like, bro, you can have it. Like, we don't need to go 50-50. You got it. Because he's going to do all the work and all the money,
yeah,
right? He's going to fund it. So it goes back to like hooking up your boys, bro. This ain't fair. You can have it. And then so he's a little bit newer, so he had trouble trying to finance the deal, right? So it comes down like a week ago where it's like I need help. I was like, all right, cool. I got your back. I'm doing this refi in this other place. I'm gonna have a bunch of money in my bank account. And then we start talking about reputation and how this deal is going to like mess up some stuff. I get it. So I came back into the deal, and I was supposed to buy a truck with that money. I was supposed to get a truck
Okay.
instead of buying a warehouse, which is it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, that's kind of the 30,000 foot view of the deal. Yeah, I just had to come back in and do what I said I was going to do initially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, do you
So-
value reputation and like, basically, I guess like you being able to trust somebody? I guess that's what you value most. And do you think what people go out to do just to protect that, like, are, I guess, in a way, like trustworthy in a way, like their reputation is the most? Because whenever people think of reputation, they think of like, oh, it's probably a bad thing, right? They're doing it to save something that they're not. You know what I mean? Do you think the opposite of
Um,
it?
are you asking me if reputation is important?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely. Like just like you hear a bunch of good things about me, right?
Yeah,
It could easily go the other way,
it could if, yeah.
right? It doesn't matter. Like if you got a sorry deal, right? If you got let me flip it. If you got a fire deal,
Yeah,
if you got a really good deal, and it's like, all right, this is anybody's going to want this deal, right?
mhm,
And this isn't just real estate. This can be anything, right? But and then you present that deal to the marketplace, people are going to think like, do I really? They're going to be more hesitant to deal with you. You're going to have a less buyer pool, and all around it's a lower quality of life, man. You know,
yeah.
if
But,
if you're constantly trying to overcome the negative reputation, that's a sorry way to live. I'd rather go broke, man. I'd rather go broke.
okay, so you rather be with your word and everything that you matter, right? Because you
Yeah.
know that can come back. You can come back, even if you went broke, you can come back from that.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh,
absolutely.
what do you think is the biggest lesson that people should understand? Like even young people, especially young people. What's the biggest lesson?
Um, oh yeah, especially young people and a lot of people in real estate as well.
Yeah,
And just business is what I'm seeing too, is the amount of effort that you're doing is it's not enough. Put in more effort. Put in more effort. Like whatever you're doing, do like this. So I help out a lot of guys that want to do direct to seller marketing all the time. They want to go out here and be these real estate moguls or whatever. And I ask the questions, and you heard these conversations like on
yeah,
Bigger Pockets and
yeah.
stuff. Is all right, cool, bro. Let's do it. How many offers did you submit this week? Oh, well, don't. Oh, no offers. Okay. How many people did you talk to? Oh, well, I was gonna get to it. Like people just they they underestimate the amount of effort it takes to win,
Yeah,
right? And when they reach their internal threshold, they believe that it's not going to work, so they pull back and they go back to playing Madden or whatever. Right? It's absolutely true, right? So find something that you like. Maybe it's not real estate. It's probably not. Like, but find something that you're obsessed with. You need to find something that spark, right? The same way back when I was in Germany scrolling on Zillow, I was like,
yeah,
man, there's a spark here. There's something there, right? Maybe it's e-commerce, maybe it's flipping houses, maybe it's starting a massage company or whatever, right? Whatever it is. But find something that you're obsessed with and do that.
okay, I like that. That's a good lesson. And was there anything that you tried and you were like, no, this is not my identity. This is not me at all.
You talking about like in the entrepreneur sense or
Entrepreneurial or like it could be just personal.
you stumping me on that one. Something I tried that I realized wasn't for me.
Yeah. Because what people
Running.
running, okay. Running. That's like, I mean, explain why running. You're in the
I mean, I
military.
ran. Yeah, I ran for a bunch of years. I did it, and now I don't like it. Now I
Okay,
don't do it. Yeah.
okay.
And
But
then,
you look like you've been lifting. Like every time I look at you, I'm like, you're getting stronger and stronger,
uh,
I bet.
no, I'm eating a lot.
Oh, you're eating a lot. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all good. I mean, you look like you're getting stronger though, in my opinion. Um, and if you can give an advice for an 18-year-old, right, that wants to be financially free, but doesn't know whether to go to college or do something, right? They're like, should I get a trade? Should I go to the military? I'm so confused, right? Well,
It would depend on where they're at, right? If you had an upbringing like mine, you're in the trailer park, you're hanging out with a bunch of other trailer park type folks, and that's kind of where you're at. The military is like so good for that, right?
mhm.
Right. So well, man, I guess it's good on the other side too, man. Is that like if you've been coddled and all that, like going through the military is going to help you become an adult. I'll say it like that, right?
Yeah.
So I was about to say something else,
No, go
but
ahead.
yeah, no, my little brother's in the army too, and he's a drill sergeant. So
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about all the privates and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Guess
Okay. And what do you, what action do you think that people can do that can pay dividends for their future?
Yeah, I got get smart on money early. It people have to get educated, get obsessed with what money is,
Mhm.
right? Actually learn about it. Um, I'll tell you like I pulled everything out of my retirement accounts. I believe that's all trash, right? If you know what you're doing, it's all trash, bro. That's my opinion. It's there's a place for it and all that. Um, but man, like just learn about what to do with your money early,
Mhm.
because I'd be so much further ahead, right? If I remember at one point I was sitting in I had just got some of my reenlistment bonus, had just redeployed, and I was in an establishment that a lot of young soldiers frequent.
Okay.
And I remember looking at my account like I'm about to spend all this money, right? And I'm like totally willing to go to zero for zero return, right? So yeah, don't buy the trucks and all that stuff, and yeah, study Dave Ramsey. Once you get that unlocked, your personal stuff, then
Yeah.
go start looking at assets. Yeah,
Okay. So from Dave Ramsey to Grant Cardone. Okay.
there you go. Don't listen to Grant Cardone at all. Don't do
How
that.
come? How come?
Don't do
Explain
that.
that. Explain that.
Well, he's got an agenda, right?
Mhm.
He talks about like, hey, don't rent, or I'm sorry, he says don't buy a house, rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you own 300,000 units. You want everyone to rent, of course, right? And
Mhm.
so when he talks about like I rent, yeah, you own the building and you rent it from the LLC. Like people don't get that. Right? It's like, and the stuff he's talking about is just, it's not fair. It's not good financial advice for people just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trash. It's trash. And he wants people to invest into his fund.
Yeah.
They don't. He doesn't want people to go out and find deals themselves. He wants people to work, rent, take their money, take their self-directed IRA, and drop it into his investments. That's what he wants. And that's if you look at the, you know, it, like watch his content from that lens, you're like, yeah, oh, that's obviously what he wants, right? Like
Mhm.
it makes sense. He's selling some, which is fine, but just know you're being sold, right?
Okay.
I
And
do like his books though. He does like
yeah,
the
he does
10x
have good
stuff.
books. Yeah. Does
He
have good
does have
books.
good books. Yeah, that
And
is true.
from your, what's an important lesson that you learned this year?
This year, um, mm, mm, mm. Oh, I'll tell y'all something that's helped me out a lot. What's his name? Man, you're way smarter than me. You probably read these books and you know everything about it. The authors of Who Not How and The Gap in the Game, Dan
Who knows?
Sullivan.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So I read Who Not How. If you're an entrepreneur, read that. I'm telling you, it's going to change all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
But then I just got done reading This is the secret to happiness. This is the first podcast or whatever I've been on since I read the book.
Okay.
This is the secret to happiness. This is
Go.
it.
All
I'm
right.
about to tell y'all.
Go ahead.
Right.
We're all ears.
How many people are on here? Y'all
There's-
listen the fuck up. Who are you? All right, David. Your fucking camera's not even on. All right, David. I got my eye on you. All right. No. The gap in the gain, man. Read that. I listened to the book. It's like super fast, but like what he's talking about is an entrepreneur's fall into this issue all the time, and it's looking up and out to the ideal. Like I want to be a Grant Cardone, so I'm constantly working towards that, and I'm striving. That's where my mindset is I'm measuring myself to the ideal, when you need to measure yourself to the past, right?
Yeah.
So like, and you can. And if you're making any sort of progress, which everybody's making some sort of progress, unless you're on drugs, banging heroin or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Most people, everybody listening to this has made progress. I guarantee, right?
Of course.
So, but like, if I measure to where I was at when I was in the trailer park to where I'm at now, and I go to that place in in my mind, that mindset, that's happiness, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as you start measuring yourself to other people, to the ideal of where you think you should be, that's unhappiness, right? You're unhappy when you're thinking about that, right? So it's a skill that I'm learning, and Dan Sullivan talks all about this stuff, the psychology and all that stuff. I'm paraphrasing a lot and not doing it justice, right? But as soon as I go into that mindset, like I need 1,200 units, and I'm like, man, that sounds stressful. I'm overwhelmed. Bring it back to and he calls that the gap. Bring it back to the gain, right? My mindset is now, where was I at 6 months ago? I was in the army, like making $12 an hour, or whatever the army, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like compared to where I'm at now, I'm in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Right. And so I do it with my wife, I do it with my kids, I do it. And what's even more important, I realize that I do this to everybody, is that people that I'm close with, I expect a lot out of the people that I'm close with, right? Like I don't like family. Like I can't stand when the family is acting like bums, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right? So like, so you can project that on you can measure people to what your ideal is of them, which is not good. You're going to treat them a certain way. Measure the people that's in your life to where they were at 6 months ago, a year ago, a decade ago.
Okay.
And put that on to the other people in your life, your mom, your brothers, your family, your friends, everybody, right? That's happiness, bro. That's happiness.
I like
it's
that.
changed everything.
Yeah.
It's changed everything.
Wait, what's the name of the book? I didn't catch it.
It's Gap in the Game.
Yeah.
Gap in the
Dan
what?
Sullivan.
The Gap in the Game by Dan Sullivan. And how do you said, okay, Sleeves, you said work hard, work extra, right? And some people, well, I don't believe in burnout, because I'm like, if you're passionate about something, you're not gonna get burned out, right? But a lot of people are like, okay, how do you relax when you're stressed out, right? When you're like, oh my God, I'm getting overwhelmed, there's too much crap going on, right? How do you de-stress yourself?
You go back, because you're measuring yourself to the ideal, the gap.
Okay.
Flip it. Go that mindset. Go straight back to the gain. Where were you at? I'm actually pretty good. Right? I'm telling you. And it's a concept that, and I know you've read a bunch of self-improvement books and all that stuff, but like that's it. That's the answer to everything, bro. Go back to that if you read that.
Yeah, basically you're just measuring yourself, not, and like what you said about people, they try to look at the Kardashians or whoever they want, like they look at Instagram, so they're like, oh, they're pretty, they look pretty good in that body, right? I wish I could be just like that. And they don't see themselves, they don't see like the progress that they're making. And do you ever have the fear of FOMO? Do you know what FOMO is?
Yeah, I know what FOMO is.
Okay,
I ain't that old, bro.
I'm just saying.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Do I believe in it? Sure. Yeah, I do. I wish I traveled more.
Yeah.
It's like a fear of mine too. Let's open up a little bit. So it's like a fear of mine to look back at when I'm like 75 and think like, man, I should have done more. Right. When I was stationed in Germany, I spent too much time in my little local city down at the local pub or whatever
Mhm.
when I should have done more. I regret that. I got that's the fear of missing out right there. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And
It's
what are
legit.
some, and with that, what are some things in your career that you wish that you regret that not having done earlier?
Mm, oh, well, I mean, started buying houses way earlier.
I mean, that's one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that for sure. And yeah, and there's a bunch of deals that I should have bought that I didn't,
Uh-huh.
or that I got scared and backed out or whatever. And I think about them all the time actually, and I missed out. Yeah,
Okay.
pull
And
the trigger, man.
pull the trigger. All right, Chris, go ahead. Your question.
Do you wish you went to commercial real estate earlier, or stayed as long as you did in like a household?
Good question. That is a good question. No, I don't. I think I'm doing it at the right time, and I kind of did. I did what I'm doing sort of by design. Um, because with single family, you can buy a bunch of single family houses that cash flow and and that rental income can help support your lifestyle, the fire, all that, the financial freedom, all that stuff, right? So with single family, there's more opportunity, right? It's all out here. It's like there's a single family, there's a single family, and the sellers for single family are not sophisticated at all, right? So every person that I buy commercial real estate from is an investor, right? They own an asset, a commercial piece of real estate and they bought it with the intent to have an income. So guess what? They know they know spreadsheets, they know rental income. It's a different conversation. So I gained a bunch of confidence with the single family stuff. And now like I bring all that over into the commercial side and I'm way more confident and I like where I'm at now. And like right now, like I'm financially free with what I have right now. And I was able to do that with single family. So what I tell folks that because actually I just had a conversation the other day with somebody. He's like, all right, I hear you're the guy to talk to about multifamily here in Fayetteville and all that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I am. Okay. But I've also been doing this for like about 3 years or whatever. So it's a little bit different. Um, the barrier to entry is higher, right? So I wouldn't be financially free if I would have spent 1, 2, 3 years trying to figure out commercial, right? And I would have been sitting on the sidelines. I wouldn't be a millionaire. I wouldn't be financially free and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
So I say no. What I do tell people is if commercial real estate speaks to you like in your heart, some Gary V stuff or whatever, right? If it speaks to you and you're like, I love commercial real estate, then yeah, then dive in. Like that's totally fine. But if your intent is to just simply own some rentals to cover your personal expenses, then single family, residential, multi-family, like triplexes or whatever, it's fine. You'll get to that point with residential real estate as well. So that's how I feel.
Okay. And Sleeves, do you have any values or principles that you try to stick to?
Man, it's all the army stuff, bro. It's all the army stuff. So I mean it's all about integrity,
Yeah.
perseverance, um, being able to and willing and the willingness to suffer, right? You got to suffer, man. You got to be willing to suffer. Um, but yeah, it's all the same stuff. There's no secrets there. Values, you guys probably are getting it from just the conversation we're having, right?
Yeah, of
Just
course.
being honest, just be a good dude. Give more value to the marketplace than what you pull in and or what you take from the marketplace, and then life will be good, man. Take care of your family, stay in the game, and you're good.
Okay. And what would constitute as a perfect date for you? Perfect.
Some cool questions. All right, so we're working on that. I'm still trying to define that, right? I think what it is, I mean, I'm kind of living it right now.
Yeah.
But like this, all right, so this is my backyard, right?
Yeah.
Typical suburban, whatever, privacy fence, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. It's actually what I dreamed about when I was a kid in the trailer park, right? I'm
Yeah.
living that right now. I'm on the cul-de-sacs right here. Like it was my dream to be in a cul-de-sac in a house 2000, like that I've been that, right? But my perfect day would probably be the same thing I'm doing already, but just in a cooler location,
Mhm.
like on a lake
On a
or on a
lake.
river.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like to be isolated?
The older I get, I think so. The older I get, the more shut out or the less interaction, the less willing I am to go out and do stuff. Isolated. I mean, no, I don't. I like spurts of interaction.
Yeah.
Like I like going to the bigger pockets events, these masterminds,
Yeah.
the pints and properties, all that stuff where we met and all that, and like getting in for a solid 3 hours, but then you probably won't see me for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. You need your
right?
rest. Yeah. You need your time back. Like you need to
Yeah,
refill. Yeah. You're like a
right.
battery. Yeah.
Yeah, like this stuff right here. I probably won't do another one of these for a month or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
And what are some hard problems that money can't solve?
it goes back. It goes back to the happiness
Yeah.
stuff we talked about. Gap in the game, bro. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's changing it's changed everything. Um, yeah. Just go back to being in the game, bro, and everything will work itself out. I'm sorry, that's the answer
No,
again.
I like that. I mean, I like that you're reiterating what you believe in. And if you want, we can start the ending questions here. But before we do that, I like to go through the rounds here. There's probably Hassan, are you here? You're probably not here. Maybe. I know that Wednesday is really busy time for these guys, but Chris, if you got a question here before we ask the ending questions, go ahead.
No, I pretty much asked all my questions so far.
Okay, no problem. We can start the ending questions right here. So, Sleeves, if you can go back in time, right, and tell your younger self something, what would it be?
I think what you got to do is you got to prep I don't
I gotta send you the questions.
yeah, like I don't know, you put us on the spot.
Yeah,
You do
no.
this to everybody
Yeah, I actually do.
on purpose, right?
On purpose, yeah.
I know. All right, ask it again.
Okay, if you can go back in time, right, to 18 or whatever, right? You're still in the trailer park. What would you tell your
Yeah.
younger self to do, other than buying Bitcoin?
What would I tell myself to do? Buy real estate.
Buy more. Oh my god, nothing like cycle. He's like, okay, would he be very, what do you call it, arrogant towards that? He's like, nah.
No, drink less alcohol.
Okay.
When I was young, I would say drink less alcohol. Cause yeah, I was a typical young soldier, like on Bragg Boulevard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I had my fun. And then things would go sideways. All the negative things that have happened in my life,
Mhm.
alcohol was related.
Okay.
So yeah, careful with that.
And is there anything that you would like to ask your future self?
Am I doing good?
Are you doing good? Okay. You just want to be reassured that everything's fine. Okay.
Yeah. If he's just in front of me and I got a couple minutes, I'm like, am I taking the right steps? Nah, boss, you gotta take a left over here, man.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha. Tracking.
Tracking.
That's
Okay.
that's kind of how I envision it.
Okay. And what do you think the secret sauce is, right, to being successful or in whatever category that people go to?
Be obsessed and willing to suffer. Some of the stuff that we talked about.
Okay. I love that.
Whatever you're doing, 10x it, man. Do more of it. Be obsessed. When the other guys are talking, like I'll tell you, I'll say this too. So the negativity, get it out of your life, right? That's another
Yeah.
reason why I don't hang out with a lot of people very often, is because there's a lot of negative people.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So with real estate, some of my close buddies, I'm like, all right, guys, this is what I plan on doing. This is before I owned anything. I plan on buying a bunch of stuff. I'm going to get a property manager. I'm going to have contractors. I'm going to do all this stuff. You can't do that. You can't do that. What? You can't do that. You can what? Just straight up negativity. And they have no idea what they're talking about. They hadn't done the homework or whatever, right? And now I have those conversation with those same people, and they're like, oh, you weren't playing. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like if your buddies aren't supportive, if you're not getting positive vibes, man,
Just cut them
find
out.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut them out. Cut them out.
Okay. And is there a quote that you live by or you can think of?
A quote that's probably, I don't necessarily live by anything like that nowadays, but something that's probably more valuable to your audience is don't be a little bitch.
Mhm.
Don't be a little bitch. I don't cuss a lot, like at all.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the Gary Vee thing. Like he cusses with the intent to, well, not Gary Vee, but like a Tony Robbins.
Yeah. Tony Robbins. Yeah.
Yeah, like cussing with the intent to evoke an emotional response to hit a nerve, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and I think I actually got that from like the 10x from a Grant Cardone. I think he said it in the book. Like as I listened to it, like, don't be a little bitch. He like went off script, right?
Yeah.
So like that's what I texted you, right? I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm just being a little bitch. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I like that.
And look where I'm at now. Now I'm having a good conversation with my buddy, and we're having a good time or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
I would have pushed us to the right because I was being a little bitch.
now, do you talk negative to yourself in a way? Like you're like, and how do I explain this? Like, are
Mm.
you your number one enemy, or is it more like you're trying to help yourself?
No, I'm not that hard on myself. I'm not that hard on myself.
Okay.
I think I'm kind of blessed. I don't struggle with that stuff like that,
Mhm.
the way some people do, you
Yeah.
know. I'm pretty content, man. I got a banging wife. My kids are cool. Financially, like, bro, I just need my F-150 and I'm set. Like, I'm good.
It's gonna be a while.
Well, now, yeah.
Okay. And you're a big book guy, right? So what books would you recommend for certain situations and parts of your life?
For anybody that's getting started in real estate, the Burr book by David Green
Mhm.
is a must. I haven't read a lot of books, like actual like real estate books. Maybe like 10 or something, but that one right there is like everything you need to become
Yeah.
a millionaire. The Burr book, just do that and you'll become a millionaire in like 3 years or whatever, right? What other books were influential? They all, like, Dan Sullivan's stuff is fire, bro. Like the stuff that he talks about, it's like stuff that you've heard and like you inherently know and all that.
Mhm.
But the way it's formatted and in simple concepts, I think makes a big difference. So yeah, all Dan Sullivan stuff is fire. What else? The 10x book, Grant Cardone,
Mhm.
that one's good. That's a pretty good one. I haven't read all his books. I think that's the only one I have read, but
His other books are good. Yeah.
are they?
Yeah, they're-
I've debated. I almost don't want to support all his other stuff. I'm like, the 10x stuff is enough. Like, I'm not a fan, really.
He's a good author. I don't know about like getting people on
Yeah.
board in a way, but
He's a good marketer, man. He's
Yeah.
a sorry sales guy. Have you seen his interview with the Wolf of Wall Street?
No, what was it like?
Oh, dude, in the Wolf of Wall Street. His name just escaping me now.
I have his book somewhere. I just don't know where
Yeah,
it's at.
Something
yeah. Oh, yeah. That
Belfrost. Belfrost.
Belfort.
Yeah, Jordan Belfort.
Something
Yeah.
like
Belfort.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan. Yeah. So he's like a legit sales guy. Like I watched some of his content. Like he's tracking. Like he'll give you tactical stuff, just like actual words to say. And Grant Cardone does not do that. But he has a training course that he's always pitching, right? And the guy doesn't know sales. What he does, but he does make some good points that that are funny, right? It's just the volume, right? And I actually like more volume means you don't have to sell as hard, right?
Yeah.
So like it goes back to like some of the stuff we're saying, 10x everything.
Yeah.
So like people are like, oh yeah, my deal flow, I get like 3 deals a month or 3 leads a month or 3
Yeah.
leads a week. I'm like, bro, we get like 100 like sometimes 200 leads per month, right? And we don't have to sell as hard because we just pull the cream off the top, right? So that's some stuff that does apply with his stuff. But like we can sit here and talk actual sales, and I'll tell you some stuff. Grant can't,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah,
I do like what he said, what Grant said about like he doesn't aim for his clients that people that already know him. He goes after the people that doesn't even know that he exists. He's like, those are the people that I want, because either you hate me or you love me, you know what my product is, right? You'll buy it whenever you want it. But the people that don't know I exist, I'm going after them. So I'm like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea, his philosophy on that.
yeah. He is a Scientologist, so that's where he pulls a lot of that stuff from.
Okay.
It's like Scientology teachings, actually, a lot of that,
All right.
which is relevant, right?
Yeah.
Which a lot of that stuff is relevant, right?
I haven't studied any single thing about Scientology, except like people just make fun of it somewhat.
Well, it's all Grant. Grant is like he's selling Scientology all the time.
Oh my
The
God.
stuff that he learned. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's some stuff out there that you'll find where they're like on YouTube or whatever, where they're like dissecting all this and they're combining Scientology and everything that Grant Cardone is spitting. And it's the same. Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. And can is there anything that you would like to tell? Oh, you know what? Before we do that, we have one more thing here. All right, let me just share my screen. It's a thing that I came up with that I made sure no other podcaster steals. Okay, so if you see this in any other podcast, all right, just say, "Oh, I know where you took it from." Okay, I call it the spinning the wheel. All right, gonna spin it for you. Let's see what you get, and you answer the question. All right. Do you have a favorite? Let's see. Do you have a favorite story that you want to tell?
What, like about myself or something?
Anything, yeah, like a story, like a funny story, any story that you got.
Golly. Oh, here's one that just popped up in my head. I was going through the Rolodex.
Okay.
You young guy, you young guys know what a Rolodex is, right?
Yeah, explain real quick. A
No,
Rolodex.
I'm just rattling off in my head.
Is that like a phone book?
Yeah, yeah, it's like a phone book, bro. It's like your contacts in your iPhone.
Okay.
But no, I'm going through the so my wife's Asian
Yeah.
from Indonesia, and when we first started dating, like she she hadn't hung out, so we met in Germany, so she hadn't been exposed to a lot of like American jargon and sayings and all that kind of stuff. And I was young too. I was talking smack. I was like, "Hey, dang girl, you a dime piece." Just messing around. She's like, "No, you know, call me small money." Like, I'm not a dime. I'm like, no, like you're like a 10. And she I still make fun of her for it. That was like 10 years ago. That's funny. There you go. That's my story.
I like that. And is there anything that you would like to tell your mother or father?
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
And finally, how can people reach out to you?
Yeah, if you guys want real estate deals put directly in your inbox, you can go to shortsleevesrealestate.com. Fill out your information. You'll get legitimate deals that you can make offers on. I'm on the Facebook. I'm Bob Sleeves on
Mhm.
Facebook. I think I deleted my Instagram a little while back. I got caught with the scroll monster,
Yeah.
so I
Mhm.
deleted it. I think I'm just on Facebook. I think I
Okay.
have a LinkedIn,
You
Robert
think?
Shortsleeves. Yeah.
Okay. Love it. I love it. All right. Again, thanks for coming to the podcast, Sleeves. We love you.
Oh.